What's going on, America? It's your boy, Cavi Kingpin, just for the hell of a podcast. We are back in the building on this lovely Wednesday. We're going to address an issue that's kind of troubling in America, but first I'm going to introduce the panel.
Yeah, it's Justified on the line from Buffalo. Lovely day. I'm glad we back doing this.
That's One Dog Millionaire. We ain't about to touch on this subject because we got a bunch of old motherfuckers trying to run this country. Sick of it. And somebody just broke their lawnmower outside my fucking house.
Oh, shit.
Right?
So what's up, guys? I'm your girl, Trish B. I'm here to chat in on this very important topic that is going on. So let's do it.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna let Trish B. You can lead the topic, please.
All right, guys. So today's topic, we are going to be talking about the new abortion law that has been passed, that any woman starting at 5 weeks will not be able to have an abortion or terminate her pregnancy, or she will have to deal with imprisonment time. Doctors involved as well.
Lord Jesus.
Damn.
Right.
Yes.
Bullshit.
So personally, as a woman, I think that's really messed up, because a lot of times every woman is different, and all women don't even find out they're pregnant unless they are at the latest 8 weeks.
That's crazy. And also, let me just add on to that. You being from Alabama, it seemed like their laws is like the strictest. And the reason why I say that, because it's like if you get an abortion, you could be in prison for 99 years, and the doctor who performed the abortion could be in prison for 99 years. That shit sound crazy. That's more time than a rapist.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is nuts.
Bodies.
Yeah, shit, that's more time than a murder. That shit, them white folks is wildin'. Yo, Justified, what you think about that? What you think about that, Just?
For starters, I feel that no man should be able to tell a woman what to do with their damn body.
Exactly.
First and foremost.
Exactly.
Especially not no old rickety ass white motherfucker that probably ain't got laid and shit since, shit, 60s or whatever. He sitting there, he dictating stuff, and then the damn governor of Alabama who signed this shit, her old dusty pussy having ass, she's sitting there signing people's damn jail time and shit for something that, okay, if you ain't for it, that's you. But you can't dictate what somebody else is going through. You don't know what the situation could be to where, they have to do this. It could be a rape, the wife could have been raped. And so like that. I mean, my thing is this: only problem I have with abortion is when you got that birth control. Pretty much got a bug with that damn name. Abortion.
Yo, Justify, your phone cracking, man. What's going on?
Oh, no, it's damn Bluetooth. Sorry.
You slow down.
But no, it's like huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
All right, but yeah, those times,
Nigga.
I mean, and
nigga, where you get that Bluetooth from, dog? That shit is horrible.
Wendy, huh?
Like, go ahead.
Hold on, I'm gonna switch off. Pretty much, like I said, I found out I was gonna be a father. The mother didn't even know till she was about 8-9 weeks pregnant. So she said, I mean, most people don't even know they're pregnant until it's been about, until they miss their cycle or something. Right? Usually by then.
5 weeks is way too early. That's why you don't hear people saying they're pregnant at 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Like, the most to that is someone finding out like maybe 6 weeks. If they're, because they're putting stuff in the food. So a lot of women are even having fertility issues. They don't think they can get pregnant, so they don't know they're pregnant. And there's just so much that underlies with this dumbass law that they're trying to pass. In Alabama, they passed it, which is crazy because it's a lot of Uncle Tom shit going on down there. As well as, it's still young ladies and women getting raped.
Exactly.
And it's not just like from strangers, it's from like their family members. And, who wants to live with the fact that in an instance that, like a young lady a couple of years ago, she was raped by a male family member, and she ended up being pregnant, and she was threatened not to inform, her family, her mom, and stuff who it was. But when it came to the light, she was already so far in the pregnancy, and that little girl has to live with that for the rest of her life. And it wasn't her fault. And for them to try to pass such a law like this, it's sickening. It's sad.
No, it definitely is. Yo, Slumdog, what's your take on this?
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off of what both of them said. And first of all, no man should have any say in what a woman can do with her body at all.
I agree.
Like Justify said, old ass white men like that down there. 25 of them voted on that shit. And so what Trish just said with the whole race thing, man. It seems like these laws truly protect, like, the rapists in situations like this, because now you can't even have an abortion if you're raped. And in some cases, the rapists, when they get out of jail, can even get custody of the child, which is scary to me. Like, I don't understand how the fuck that's even like a thing.
That's crazy. And let me chime in. So, first of all, these laws was invented, again, how can we judge or tell or even inform or instruct a woman on what to do with their body? And we have no acknowledgement of that process of really, of carrying a child or being pregnant. That shit sounds stupid. But again, it's a bunch of white folks in the South, and they're making up these laws. And you had one white bitch chime in and say, okay, cool, I'm with it. It's not like, okay, we're going to vote or anything. It was, all right, it is what it is. It kind of reflects President Trump's presidency. It was what it was. So at the end of the day, I think the shit is just nuts. It's kind of sick. And that's why, and it's mostly in the southern states, which is sad. Because that shit would never fly in New York. That shit would never happen in New York. Like,
I can't see it happening.
No, it's not. Well, by the way, New York just made prostitution legal. Yeah.
What the fuck?
New York just made prostitution legal. That bill was passed. Yeah. Just like Vegas.
Damn.
Where the hell I been at?
In New York, you could buy some ass.
God damn.
You could buy some ass like you getting a sandwich. What you say, Trish?
I said, well, damn, AIDS just about to be flying around everywhere.
Yeah. You got to get a couple niggas off the earth. Yeah, a couple niggas got to go.
That's crazy.
Fresh at the money
I just want to just send me back somewhere. I want to go to Mars. Like I live on Mars. This shit is getting
well, that damn law in the South about to end up getting took. Watch, it's gonna take one of them idiots who voted for that to accidentally fuck their damn cousin and knock them up, and realize that they can't get an abortion.
You sick?
But then end up saying, that shit gotta go.
But go ahead, Trish.
It's a lot of that going on in their family. But, we would never know what they got going on.
We gonna know now.
They sleeping with their
they're gonna try their best.
And their people's wives and stuff.
That's why a lot of their kids come out mentally challenged.
Yeah.
They're gonna try to hide that Hunchback of Notre Dame baby, man. They're gonna try to hide it.
Little Igor.
Yeah, man.
In the basement. In the basement making tables and shit, right?
Shit, if it was up to Trump, he probably had one too, since he want to fuck his own fucking daughter.
He said, he talking about that one my daughter, he will fuck. How can you look at your own seed and say some shit? That red nigga is he's a nasty motherfucker, man.
But that just shows you the mindset of this country, man, for real. Look at all the people that support him.
But you know what? The sad thing is a bunch of those devils that support him is them devils, them dirty white crackers that support him. What you were saying, Trish?
Cold breathing motherfuckers, man.
That's it. So that law right here. So I think they passed one. Is it Missouri? Correct me if I'm wrong. Missouri, Alabama, and Georgia. See what's going to happen with Georgia. Georgia's not as harsh. The details on their law is like you can't get an abortion, but if you do get one, you won't go to jail. You'll get a fine. You don't go to jail. It's no imprisonment. which is dumb. But what's happening? All the entertainment outlets here said they're gonna, if they don't get rid of that, it's not now. It's
They're
supposed
gonna
to
stop filming.
Yes, it's supposed to be by January. So they telling them we're gonna stop shooting movies here. If y'all pass that mark, I mean it's past, but if y'all continue with that shit, it's just like back in the day. You couldn't buy liquor. I think on Sundays in Atlanta, they turned that law around. They're gonna miss out on so much money. Capitalism. It's all about capitalism.
They have that law now. I'm gonna let you know why, because last night, my family, we went to go get some wine, and we went to one of the little stores, and it was 11:55 when we walked in, and the guy, he snatched the bottle of wine, and he said if you would have came in at 11:45, I would be able to sell it to you. And I was actually I don't think I was in Fulton County. I know I was off of exit 94. But there are some places in Atlanta, some counties that you are not able to buy liquor after a certain time. And of course, yesterday was not a weekend, it was Tuesday.
Well, how that work?
Right.
How that work? Some you can elect. That's even in New York too. You can elect what day you want to. You got to be closed one day, and at a certain time it got to stop with the liquor, because even at like Quick Trip, you go in there about 11:55, maybe 11:45. That should be all locked up. But they used to not sell liquor because it's the Bible Belt at all on Sundays. You could get no liquor. But
yeah, that's in Alabama. You can't do it in Alabama. You can't buy any liquor. I know in Prattville. I'm not sure about Montgomery.
Correct me if I'm right or wrong, or correct me if I'm right or wrong. If I'm wrong, you can't get lotto there either, right? There's no lottery.
You can't.
There's no lottery in Alabama.
There's no lottery, nor are there any strip clubs.
I don't understand that Bible Belt shit for one reason. All the people who sitting there pushing these rules is the same ones breaking the same fucking rules they don't want nobody that they saying that they against.
The devil.
Well, that's the crazy thing. They slaughter Islam, and they kind of practice the same thing, because it's like, you go to Saudi Arabia, you can't get no liquor. It's the same thing. So it's kind of hypocritical if you ask me. It's just a bunch of motherfuckers who want to be dictators that want to run shit. And
that's the bottom line.
Yeah, the liquor shit minor. I'm talking about abortions. I'm
talking about. I mean, the abortion. Yeah. The ones that sit there and say they against homosexuality, but then they get caught getting fucked up their ass by somebody in a hotel room.
Oh shit!
All that shit down there. The Eddie Longs and all the motherfuckers. Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
That's sick. Or the priest, long dick and these little white kids.
Yeah. I mean, because the whole thing was, the running joke was always about the Catholics, but they made it seem like every other religion was, scot-free, which has never been. And it's like, you always get caught doing dumb shit. They're always against everything, except as long as it's not them. And that's bullshit.
Right. Well, I mean, the same thing fires the rest on black and white folks. A white dude can be crazy, swinging a fucking axe at white cops. A black dude can have a pack of Starbursts in his hand and get lit up like a Christmas tree at any moment. So that's the difference. I mean, the beauty thing about that now is everyone is taping things. So a lot of those cops are backing off because they're on tape. Even if they ain't getting life, they starting to get 10 years and a couple years here and there and losing their careers. So that's weird. But it took about 30 niggas to drop.
The only reason that this last cop is getting hit because he killed a white broad.
Exactly.
Exactly. And he's African.
Exactly. So, certain things, I think this shit that been going on for years in America, we just starting to see it because social media and video, but with the abortion thing, I personally think in Atlanta that shit is not going to fall through because this is capitalism. It's all about money here. And we got a young mayor, so it's capitalism. Yeah, so that shit right there is crazy.
The only thing we can do is hope, because you think about it, that damn governor that stole the election down there is the one that's headlining this damn abortion shit down there.
Right. Then like with Alabama, that's why I got Trish B on the line. She's from Alabama, and of course she's a woman. She has more knowledge about that. Can you elaborate more on that? Because I don't really know about the laws in Alabama. I've been to Alabama about once.
Shit, I was just there a couple years ago.
Which part?
I mean,
About
just in
the
general,
law?
from your experience.
Alabama is. I'm gonna go, like I tell anybody, they didn't make the laws for us. And when I say us, I mean black people.
So my
I'm
thing.
sorry, I just almost ran somebody off the road. I had to pause for a second.
Oh shit! You don't want to do that. Then the cops say you had a gun on you and you was drunk and high on meth.
Yeah, just cut that part out the scene. But like I said, people in Alabama, the laws in Alabama, they weren't created for us, for black people. There have been like several when it comes to like violation to traffic. If you don't, unlike Georgia, if you don't have a driver's license or what have you, the only issue that you'll have, you will just get a warning.
Okay.
For not having a license or either driving with suspended license. When I moved to Georgia, everyone told me it's a completely different ballgame. You will actually get arrested and you will go to jail.
It's all about capitalism here. All about capitalism. They capitalizing off that shit.
Right. I know that I'm not sure if the law has changed, but I know that in Alabama, that at the age of 16, 16 is the age of consent to have sex.
That's something new.
And,
I thought it was.
Yeah.
What's the age in Georgia?
I'm not sure the age in Georgia. I know in the age of in Alabama, 16, you're able to have sex or engage in sexual activity or whatever.
Excuse me, right quick.
15?
Justified or Slum, look up the age for Georgia to consent to sex.
Hold on, did she say 16 for Alabama?
No, I said 16.
16. Yo, one of y'all do me a favor.
Okay.
One of y'all do me a favor.
Look
Look it up for me, Justified. But go ahead, Trish. I'm shocked. I'm sorry.
And I know like a lot has changed because they you know what, we had a mayor, and I'm not going to say his name, but we recently had a mayor, and he was they removed him because he had a mistress, and his mistress was a black woman, and he also impregnated her. It had been going on for a really long time, and they removed everything from him. His position, he had a certain amount of time to leave the home. Their divorce was public. Everything was public, and you could see their split in the marriage and divorce papers. That information was released to the public. So when it comes to these different laws, like you said, it's ways, people make ways around it. And I just think that it's completely unfair that they would do something like that when Alabama is it's very small, and you have that shit going on every day. It's people who out here sleeping and don't even know that it's your cousin. And that's another problem. So with them passing this law, making things worse, and it's just building more misery. And I don't think that it should be passed. It's ridiculous.
I got it.
What is it, Just?
So this shit's crazy right here. Okay, it says in Georgia, the age of consent to engage in sex is 16. However, there can be no conviction for statutory rape in Georgia based only on the unsupported testimony of the victim. There must be additional evidence. This might include physical evidence, the testimony of another witness, or admission of the offender. What the fuck kind of shit is that?
What's the age? Again.
It's 16, but pretty much you don't have to be 16. This shit, if a motherfucker go down there and fuck a 14-year-old, they gotta have, like miles of evidence before they can convict the person.
That's crazy.
That's some weirdo shit down here. New York, your ass would be on the sex offenders list and you're done. You're done.
Yeah,
and when you go to jail, they're gonna throw hot water on you. You're finished.
New
That's
York
some
State
sick shit.
consent is 17.
All right. That's also too. These laws is just ridiculous. That's the problem with it too. And then like, of course, with social media, all this shit is promoting craziness. I think this. I wanted to do a show also on this generation. Is it rising or is it falling? Because I just believe in this time is fucking bananas. So what you about to say, Trish?
It's a little both. It's I don't think it's falling, but just the generation that's before us. That's after us. They're just unaware.
A bunch of savages and subhumans.
Yeah, this social media shit is really
Ridiculous. Everything. Nigga get heart surgery on social media.
Just their product of the environment that they grow up in. Look at it. Look at the times we grew up in versus the times these kids are growing up in now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Women are little girls are not any girl are not little girls anymore.
They mamas to blame though, because they on here they want to be young.
Or they friends.
Well, if you have kids having kids, that's the thing.
No,
you got teen moms and shit like that. They're having kids. They lose out on their childhood growing up. You know what I'm saying? Young 20s and stuff like that. You start being a mom. That's why they want to be young when they hit their 40s and shit like that.
Be going out to the clubs with their daughters and everything like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Catch up dudes and shit. Not all. It ain't always the mother's fault, but I've seen a good amount. I've gone out and I've seen the mothers and daughters trying to, do shit like that, and the mother encouraging the daughter, and instead of saying, baby, maybe you shouldn't do that, have a little respect. So, the mother's like, you doing it wrong. Let me show you how to do it. What the fuck is?
Oh shit. I think a problem what's going on with America, like Trish said, that social media is like, it's good because social media actually, especially like IG, and it really supposed to be for business. It's supposed to be for the promotion of business. Now it turns into people posting their vacations. Everybody is motivational speakers now, and they not doing shit. But it's a platform, and people just think it's just, I'm on vacation. They be in Miami talking about you gotta live your life, even though they only got probably a week of vacation, and they gotta go back to this bullshit ass job and probably sexual harassed or whatever. And it's just, you could be anybody you want to be. But go ahead.
Remember, Facebook was initially to reconnect with classmates and stuff like that. That was the initial thing when they first made it. And now it's shit, fights, fucking, fights, cop videos of cops fucking with people, damn ghetto shit. The most ghetto is like you fighting on the damn corner in the east side of Buffalo. And,
Facebook, you might see a tool pick on that joint.
Yeah, yelling world stars, crazy shit like that.
That's crazy. What you say?
Out of hand, man.
Go ahead, Trish.
Or now they get caught doing dumb shit like that motherfucker in Florida who was taking the damn bath in the damn sink at the Wendy's.
Fuck.
But look at it. That shit gets promoted.
That's
that's the shit that gets promoted.
I love my career in media, but sometimes it's like I get on social media and I just be like, it's not even worth it. Like right now, that's how I was raised, the mindset that I have, being financially stable, my credit is good. I can honestly say that I can settle down, get married, get family. All this other social media stuff, I don't have to have it. I even thought about literally changing my career and finishing my nursing degree because it's depressing. In Atlanta, there is such a small group of people that will support you, even if they don't know you. Because in Atlanta, it's more so popularity. If you don't have this many followers, if you don't have this many likes, if you're not popping like this, if you don't post like that, you don't get attention. But let the first ass picture or some type of seductive or sexual type of image, you're the star of the party. And I hate that women have to women feel like they just have to take off all of their clothes and just be this person that they're really not, or who, they feel they need the validation from social media. Like, the shit is different. Like, I know I'm old fashioned, but it's really different.
No, I agree with you.
I mean, I was just like, Mom, I said, I love media. I love, being a journalist. I love talking to people. But I think I want to go back for nursing. And I literally had this conversation with my mom a few weeks ago. And sometimes I have to, like, not be on social media. And when I'm not on social media, like, it's good. And then it's like I get on there goes some bullshit. Another black man has gotten killed. Just like today, I was trying to eliminate anything that's negative. I ended up seeing it was a black man. I think he was in LA, and they had they had him on his knees with his hands behind his back, and they were pointing guns at him, and he had no weapons because they thought that he was a suspect, and he wasn't. Identity. It wasn't him. And somebody recorded it and helped this young man. It's just really sad. It is.
Yeah, that's why we definitely gonna do a show touching on that. So we're gonna let's do the final thought regarding abortion laws. It wasn't much to speak on it. It was just I just needed people's opinion on it because we're gonna watch it unfold a little bit more, and then we're gonna come back to it. We didn't want to drag out a whole show about it because we don't have the specifics on it, but we have a gist of what's going on. So, Trish B, let me hear your final thought on the abortion laws.
Leave us women alone and let us protect ourselves and respect us and our bodies. And that's all I got to say. Well said.
Slumdog?
I say, these laws should be put up to a vote between women. The women, it boils down to this is their body. You know what I'm saying? As men, like you said, we have no idea what they have to go through to, deal with such pressures like that. Let the women vote.
Okay, cool. Justified?
I don't see why the fuck any dudes are sitting there making any fucking rules for a woman's body when nobody knows the last time they even had a woman's body near them. All right? If you don't know the pain that these women have to endure, even if they have to have an abortion, the pain that they have to endure during that, you sitting there making rules for these women where you absolutely have nothing to do but either cause or inflict the shit that they're going through, then you need to shut the fuck up. And if you a woman who sits there and will throw your own gender under a damn bus just to try to appease everybody else or because you got some type of twisted ass views, if you against it, that's you. But don't take it away from somebody else having that option if they need it.
Totally agree. My final thought, Whitey is just showing Blackie they still got power. Period. That's it. That's all. So we're gonna keep a close eye on this. We're gonna do another show at 6. Trish B, if you can join us at 6, it would be excellent. But I thank you for today. We definitely be back at 6. Just for the hell of it podcast.